Welcome back, guys. This is week 9 installment of the weekly series on my 24-gallon build. And as you see, the tank is stocked now. Well, it's starting to get stocked, and it's starting to really look good. And I'm excited about this video. So if you've seen the last video, my anemone was poisoned and inside out and was dying, but he was recovering, and I was mentioned that in about a week's time should be back to normal. And like I said, he's back to normal and happier than ever. He's got some nice green fluorescence going on now on the inside of his body and on his tentacles. So he never looked healthier. So I'm happy that he recovered and he's doing well. So we added some Monteporas, and you see the Gonopora is totally open and looking very good. It's actually developing another polyp on the bottom. I don't know if you could see it in this camera. And you got the stinger tentacles out on this Monty in the back. Also very happy. Encrusting coral up top. It kind of looks like the spaceship from Independence Day a little bit, which is cool. But eventually it'll take the form of that top rock. See a little algae blenny in the back. He's happy, always checking out what's going on. And up top we got a nice bird's nest. And you can see all the polyps are out and extended, and also doing very well. So all in all, this tank is looking really good now at this point, and it's starting to come around, and I'm excited about it. It's starting to get really pretty to look at. So my plans for this now at this point, now that I did all of my encrusting corals and LPS Montes and stuff like that, that's all done. I like to do my corals in stages. So now you'll notice I left this rock here open. I'm going to put a crocea clam there. Probably going to go for like a 2.5 inch with a lot of color. And I think it'll go perfect right there. It's a good height from the light. Par there is about 170, 175 on average, according to the Senai. And on the bottom here, this is where I'm going to do all colorful acans going around this rock. And this is going to be my Zoa softy area at the bottom here. And then I have the Favia in the back there. And it's already starting to bell out a little bit, which I can't believe. I don't know if it wasn't fully extended when I got it, or if it's just, growing that nicely that fast. I mean, either way, it's definitely a little bit wider than it was when I first got it, so that means it's happy, which I'm very happy with. And for all those people that said, oh, you can't put an anemone in a tank before a year, I mean, it's all about stability. This thing almost died, and it came back, and it's totally healthy. It actually moved when it sensed this coral here. It actually moved closer towards the back of the tank just to keep itself separated, which is a good thing, because they could go either way. You could get aggressive and try to sting them, or you could move around a little bit. And he kind of moved to a more open area, which also I'm very happy with. If I could do this again, I was hoping that this guy, I would put him on a rock and he would move and find the place that he liked. I put him on a rock, he just grabbed it and stayed, and that's really not an ideal spot for the anemone, because they can be pretty aggressive, and it kind of limits me to this center area of the tank now, because that's where he decided he wants to stay. But all in all, it's looking good. So let's go over to the Neptune and the Senai. The Senai right here I'll show first. You see my pH is a little low, 8.09. Temperature stable, ammonia stable. Ammonia is actually 0. That's got to be calibrated. I just got to click that down. It's been holding at 0.003 for a long time. And that's pretty much it for the Senai. And for the Neptune, I have the Trident and the dose working in unison with each other now. So I'm doing the auto dosing. I moved up my testing to 24 times per day, which is the max. So every hour it's testing, so I can see how the dose, if my numbers are correct. Right now I have it set to 30 milliliters a day of calcium and 37 milliliters a day of alkalinity as the maximum dose. And it was at 22 and 20 when I was dosing it manually in a day. Not manually, but I had it set to dose that throughout the course of the day. But now that I'm doing the dosing with the Trident in unison, I bumped up the testing to hourly. That way I can just make sure that the numbers aren't too high or low. So you see my ORP is 390. It goes between 394 and 390, 368. That number fluctuates, but It's in the high threes, which is sign of healthy water, good water quality. Salt is 35 even. The salt probe, I finally got it right. Had to move it around the sump a little bit, but eventually I got it to read correctly. If you guys have any questions on how to do that, it's very finicky, the salinity probe, and but once you get it right, it's been holding steady. You can see it holds between 34.8 and 35.1, which is a great range. I mean, you're talking a 0.3 range. I like that, so I'm happy with that. Temperature is stable. You can see it bounces between 77.6 and 77.9, so it's within 0.3 all the time. And the pH is 8.1 now, and it's going up, as you can see from this graph here. And what I had to do was I changed out a filter sock, and it was a stupid mistake. Not that it's a big one, but when I changed out the filter sock, the skimmer overflowed, wet the media, and there was water at the bottom of this recirculating scrubber. So being that was the case, the media got a little gunky, and I noticed my pH started to drop. So I changed out, it went down to 8.0 even, and once I changed out the CO2 media, it started to rise right away again. So now I know. This time I had an incident where the media got wet. The skimmer turns off automatically at 8.3, but it's looking like every 2-3 weeks time I'm gonna have to change out this media, which is not bad at all. I got a ton of it. I got a 7-pound bag, so it should last me probably at least a half a year. I'd imagine, maybe more. So that's it, man. It's starting to really look nice. I'm glad you guys keep coming back and watching the progress of this tank. And this is where I love. It really gets exciting. I'm loving the way the tank is responding to. The corals are responding to the tank parameters. The anemone, like I said, they say 1 year, but I'm a strong believer that if you have the trident set up correctly and you're able to hold, if you have your apex set up correctly and you're able to hold your parameters with the trident testing and everything else like that, that's all you really need to do. So, keep watching. Next week, I'm going to probably put a couple of softies in here at the bottom, around here. And the week after, I'm probably going to put a clam up top. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. And if you like the progress of this tank and what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe. And you'll watch this tank grow like me. Thank you very much. Take care, and happy Easter, everybody.